Hello Duelists, it's Tombox here again, coming at you with another video! Now, in this video I'm actually going to be covering some of the OCG Erratas. A lot of you guys already talked about it, so I'm going to give you my take on what I think about the OCG Errata, rather than the ban list itself. Since the OCG ban list, doesn't really apply to us, so I think the Errata matters a lot more because we'll eventually get these cards anyway. So the OCG kind of started the Errata stuff back, I think Dark Strike Fighter. There was a lot of ban cards that they're trying to remove off the list, and I think maybe this is Konami's ultimate goal, to remove the entire ban list. I doubt they can remove Pot of Greed or Graceful Charity. Well, they can by making them suck a lot, and some of these Erratas do suck a lot. But enough about that, let's go into some of these cards, starting off with one of the monster cards that I don't really want to talk about right now, Goyo Guardian. We already have this card. Why did it get an Errata? I don't know why. The Errata is you need an Earth Tuner to Synchro Summon this card. I guess they're trying to kind of collect the entire Goyo archetype into being Earth. I guess for a level 6 monster, it has 2800 attack point. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Unless they have some sort of crazy deck coming that requires level 6 synchros. Maybe not. I don't know. You guys let me know what's going on with Goyo Guardian. So the next synchro monster that's back is Brionac. Brionac, welcome back. I love this card. I actually keep one copy of every single ban card, so I'm not too worried about it. But like Brionac's Errata, it's a very fair Errata, I would say. You can only use its effect once per turn and only your opponent's cards. So no looping, or else you get some sort of DeLorean loop. But you get Brio. Brio can, of course, you can discard as many cards in your hand as possible and then send it back to your opponent's hand. I guess against XYZ or I guess extra deck cards, that's really good. And for Mermails, I think this is a very welcomed comeback for Mermails. Now we get Brionac to ditch cards from your hand as cost, so you can trigger off the Atlantean effects. Overall, I don't think it's too bad. I'm glad it's only once per turn now. Of course, back then, being able to activate as much as you want, especially with turn player ignition priority, that was a bit ridiculous. But welcome back, Brio. Although definitely not as impactful right now because so many things are just much better right now. Next up, we have another monster. Rescue Cat is back. No one ever thought this card would come back, but with the Errata, I guess anything is possible. And some of these Erratas are actually quite interesting, but this one's pretty standard. Once per turn Rescue Cat, hard once per turn now. And the monsters that you summon out of Rescue Cat are negated. I don't know which deck can actually benefit off of this right away. It is basically still kind of at full power if you think about it. Rescue Cat can summon out 2 beast type monster from the deck, and they have to be level 3 or lower. Their effects are negated now. I guess you can still bring out tuners and stuff. You can bring out 2 level 3s and make a rank 3, or like a level 3 tuner. Well, I guess you can make a range of synchro monsters as well with one Rescue Cat. That means Summoner Monk can just discard a spell card and immediately go into some bigger monsters and access into the extra deck. So that's not too bad, but I just don't know what you're gonna run to actually bring these stuff out, because the stuff that you could be summoning out could be pretty dead in your hand. So there's that trade-off. But you guys let me know if you guys can find some sick combos, especially one card Nat Beast. That's kind of gross too. And especially in the right format, I'm pretty sure that one card Nat Beasts could be a thing, especially if the format's gonna be super dominated by spells. Next up we have a spell card. This one was basically nerfed to the ground. Brain Control. You still pay 800 life points to target one face-up card your opponent controls. That can be normal, summoned, or set. So basically no nomies and semi-nomies. You can still tribute it off and all the rest is still there. It's just that you can't take stuff like BLS, you can't take extra deck monsters. Really nerfed. I don't know, I kind of compared this card with Mind Control. Mind Control, at least you can take face downs and you can overlay with it. And if you're using it to extend plays and you're not really pushing for OTKs, I guess it's okay. It's just another option. It's technically a +1. A temporary +1 anyways. If you actually can maximize the resource off of this, then I guess it's pretty good. I don't know, I just think it's really a bit too weak and not very good. It's fair, I guess. Maybe we'll see play, maybe not, probably not. But let's go into one of the more exciting, returns of Future Fusion. Now Future Fusion now, rather than They just changed the timing of this card. Rather than immediately dumping all your fusion material into the graveyard, because if it did that, I would say ABC is going to be gross. We're going to see Cyber Dragon ABCs, where they're going to send a copy of Cyber Dragon and 9 copies of ABC monsters into the graveyard for Chimeratech Overdragon. Now you can expect triple ABC and just immediate OTK without any effort. Of course, that's not the case. However, that can still happen. The only thing that changed was the shift of the timing of when you send the cards into the graveyard. So when you activate this card, basically nothing happens. The second turn after the standby phase, that's when you send the material. And then the turn after is when the monster is summoned out. So the timing of when this monster comes out is still the same, but the milling timing is completely off, and that window of opportunity to kind of destroy the card and not let the mill happen is much larger. Rather than immediately chinning an MST on top of it or negating it right away, you have a whole turn to remove that card. So I guess it's kind of fair, and it's like a high risk, high reward type of deal. Of course, next up, I would say the final card that I did not expect to come back, and I still think it's really, really good. It's more like a win more card, almost at the level of Vanity's Emptiness. Imperial Order. This card's been banned forever, since like the beginning of ban list almost. It's that you can all spell effects on the field are negated. Now, the wording that changed is that now it's mandatory to pay the 700 life points, and you pay on both players' standby phase. You can't turn this off, so you can't just be like, oh, I just used it to negate one spell and that's it. That's not the case. You can't do that anymore. So I guess the one deck that really benefits off of this would be Paleozoic, since they don't run very many spell cards to begin with anyway, and they can use it to protect themselves from Raigeki and stuff like that. And it is also a trap card, so you can actually summon off more dudes out of the graveyard. You know, Paleozoics, this could be a great benefit for you guys. And I guess that's all I got for these cards. What do you guys think about like OCG bringing stuff back? I personally think rather than nerfing all these cards, why don't you just release watered down versions of them instead? It's kind of like when they kind of got rid of Rescue Cat, they made Rescue Rabbit. I know it's a different card altogether, but the overall concept of the card is the same. And I kind of wish they did that, like Future Fusion. Maybe make Clairvoyant Fusion with the exact same effect kind of deal. It just doesn't feel the same. You know, we liked the nostalgia of these uber powerful cards, and now you're nerfing it and coming up with new text for them. And eventually, of course, you are going to reprint them. It just doesn't feel the same when I see the old card and new card. It just makes it annoying to carry like a translation for a card that's already English. It's a bit lame. But let me know what you guys think about this stuff, and if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You know, smash that like button, because YouTube's want to see the smashing of likes so that, you know, people can see this video. And if you want to see more stuff from MST.TV, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST, Twin Twisters, Cosmic Cyclones, Typhoons.TV.